Hello everyone, it is Luna, and as you can see, I have dyed my hair. Today we are going to talk about dyed hair and Lolita fashion. So first off, your hair, if you dye it, doesn't necessarily have to match your clothes. Dye your hair whatever color you want. You can take Lolita clothes on and off. Unless you're wearing a wig, you can't really take your clothes on and off. But if you're somebody who does want to have your hair match your outfits, generally, here's some things to think about before you dye your hair in Lolita fashion. I have had my hair every different color of the rainbow. I went through a bunch of different hair colors in college trying to find my signature hair color combo, and my favorite way to have my hair is actually how I have it right now. It's been a while since I've had my pink ends because I have been working various different jobs, and I've now finally settled in somewhere where I felt confident enough to have my hair dyed again. So I'm going to explain my thought process as to why I have my brown hair with pink ends. So I wear mostly Sweet Lolita, so I felt like with my wardrobe I have a lot of natural colors. I do have a lot of browns because I think it matches my hair real, and pinks. And so when I dyed my hair, I did consider having it match most of my wardrobe. For me, I took it pretty simple with dyeing my hair. I was like, I love pink. My natural hair is brown. Brown hair, natural colored hair really goes with any colors, honestly, because your brain isn't going to be like, that person's blonde hair doesn't match that cord, unless you're very nitpicky. But honestly, with natural hair colors, you can't really go wrong. I'm more focusing on fashion colors for this video, to be more specific. So with that, if you do decide to dye your hair, it is going to be an added expense to keep it to look nice. For example, I'm still working out my hair routine with this one, because when they bleached my hair this time, it pulled very yellow. When I left the salon, it was like a perfect pink that matches this skirt. It is now a rose gold. I'm trying to get it back to pink, which means there's a lot of experimenting. I kind of refresh the color each night using conditioner and adding some semi-permanent dye in. So that adds about another 15 minutes to my routine to try to keep it looking nice. If I don't do that, it has been pulling very orange. And then hopefully tonight I'll have figured out the perfect balance. So if you do decide to dye your hair, it doesn't even matter if you care about it matching your cord or not. Even if you do it yourself, it's going to be added time and money into your fashion budget to maintain it. I have had a lot of dyed hair and I have a lot of experience mixing conditioners and semi-permanent dyes in order to keep my hair nice, and I am confident in my ability to do that. I'm not the type of person who's going to go back to the salon every 6 weeks to get it touched up, but some people are. So before you dye your hair, figure out what's your hair care budget. If you're somebody who has a big enough budget for it, honestly, the best thing to do if you're maintaining a fashion color is to go get it touched up at the salon every 6 weeks. I don't know anyone who can afford that, but ideally, if you can do that, that is the best idea. If not, I personally like the method of mixing in a dye with I use Arctic Fox personally. Other people will use Manic Panic. There's other ones out there, but those are the two ones I actually have experience with, to try to help refresh it and keep it looking nice. Because if you go with pinks or purples, or any reddish toned dyes for fashion colors, they fall out of your head. When picking the color for the fashion color, if you want to dye your hair, I would really consider what colors are in your wardrobe. And I think an easy one is making sure okay, it will match the colors in your wardrobe. For me, I wear Sweet Lolita. Pink is just a natural choice. However, maybe bright orange wouldn't be the greatest thing. I mean, it might match one cord of mine, but it wouldn't match any of the other ones. So I would avoid, if you care about it, I would avoid picking a color that will only match one cord. I would try to match it to as much of your wardrobe as possible. And then making sure that it's not going to clash too badly with maybe any of your more out there pieces that you have. For example, I have some Gothic Lolita pieces, and I don't think the pastel pink is going to really clash with them, but had I gone with a hot pink, unless I wanted to do it more of a punk style coordination, which really isn't me. I'm very much a sweet Lolita, and then when I do Gothic Lolita, I really prefer to go on a more elegant side. I feel like trying to pull off hot pink with that would be difficult. However, if I was a Gothic Lolita who liked more punk elements, hot pink might have been a better choice than the pastel pink. So I think really considering not only the colors, but your personal style and how you like to coordinate things is really important when deciding on what color you might want to do your hair. Also, obviously, you can always experiment with wigs first, or just only wear wigs. You don't have to wear wigs with with Lolita. I've been reading too much LiveJournal with Lolita fashion, but a lot of people prefer to just use wigs to try out fashion colors if you don't want to commit. I adore having pink hair. I like waking up having something cute on me, like at all times. I don't have to worry about it. I adore that so much. It's just how I am. The pink suits me really well. Even when I was leaving the salon, she was like, that really suits you. And speaking of colors that suit you, you really want to think about your skin tone as well when you choose a color, which is why I'm frustrated this keeps going to rose gold. I have like a cool leaning neutral, but I prefer how cool colors look on me due to having blue eyes. I can get away with warmer colors because of the blue eyes, but I think personally having the more cool tones in my outfit really softens my look more. And I feel like trying to match your skin tone's undertones helps it keep a softened look. You don't necessarily have to. There's a ton of videos about like color analysis and all that fun stuff. And then you can also play with the contrast. For example, I do like how I look in orange because it does make my eyes pop out, even though I have a more cool toned skin color. But I wouldn't dye my hair orange because I feel like it would look too intense. But that might be your personal style and what you're looking for. So just think about like the way the colors are going to interact with each other and decide what effect that you want. If you choose more matching colors, I find it has a more soft effect. But if you choose colors that are more like complementary colors to each other, it tends to be more striking. I think depending on your style, you can make either one work. And also trust your hairstylist. When I went and got my hairstyle done, my hairstylist actually convinced me to go with a lighter blonde so it would have a higher contrast with my hair. And she was 100% correct because originally I was going to do more of like a brownish pink. But she was like, I don't think it's going to show up on camera if you do it that way. They're not going to be able to see that you dyed your hair. And I had kind of told her, like, I make YouTube videos. But I want to be able to wear my hair up at work so that people can see my pink hair when I'm making fun videos, but when I'm at work, it'll be mostly hidden. And she did great helping me figure out and consider all of my pieces. If you are doing it on your own, unfortunately, you're not going to have a hairstylist to help you navigate exactly what you want. So if you can afford it, at least for the first dye, I really recommend you go to a hairstylist. If you can't, well, go for it. Ask for the advice of your friends. Your friend who has dyed their hair 12 times probably does have some insights. But yeah, being able to go to the hairstylist is a really good idea because they went to school for it. They know what they're doing. For me personally, I kind of strike a balance. I can't afford to go to the salon every 6 weeks, but I do like putting in the money up front, especially if bleach is involved, which if it's a fashion color, most likely bleach will be involved, to get that first base color set up, and then I can adjust my maintenance from there. So you can kind of find what you're looking for. So to summarize, when you want to dye your hair for Lolita fashion, if you care about it matching your cords, check your wardrobe. Look at your wardrobe, see, do I lean towards more cool toned pinks, warm toned pinks, for example, for me, or whatever color you want to dye your hair. Because you might be like, I want to dye my hair purple. And your entire wardrobe is blue purple, not red purple. And then you dye your hair red purple. It might look a little weird. in my opinion. Or you've got to really commit to it being a separate color if you want it to have like a more striking contrast. Decide whether you want to have a more intense look or a softer look to decide how much you want to make it match or how much you might want to make it a more contrasting, complementary color. When you choose it, decide how much maintenance, what big budget do you have? Do you want to maintain a full head of dyed hair? Because that will cost more because you're going to have to keep doing roots. Do you just want to do the ends? It's still going to be more expensive than not having dyed hair, but ends are way easier to take care of because you can just let it grow out. Do you want to just do like the very tips? Decide how you want to have it, how much of your natural hair color do you want to keep, how much you can maintenance, how much time can you dedicate to it if you don't have money, because faded out hair just does not look good in my opinion. So if you do choose to do a fashion color, make a plan to take care of it. Mine is a little more faded than I'd like, so I'm adjusting and having to mix colors to see how I'd want it to do. This is an extra step I would not have to do had I not dyed my hair. And then just have fun with it. Honestly, you can have your hair however you want. This is just advice from me to you as somebody who's had my hair every color of the rainbow. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to drink some water, eat good food, and get some rest. Luna,